Erica Olsen, and welcome to Inside SoCal. Summer is the perfect time to be exploring the Pacific waters, whether it's by kayak or at your kitchen counter. You'll see what I mean.
The Newport Bay Conservancy is a nonprofit organization dedicated to protecting and preserving this 1,000-acre estuary we have back here. It's 11 miles around, so it's unobstructed, where you can bike, you can run, you can jog, you can bird watch. Here, we're also joined at North Star Beach with the Newport Aquatic Center. You can rent a stand-up paddleboard or kayak or have your own equipment and come out and launch from here. When you go out in this kayaks, you almost feel one with nature. The nature, you're in their realm now, so you can see these plants and animals in their natural habitat. You might see a tern dive bomb for a fish. You might see little crabs and mussels feeding along the shoreline. It's just a way that you can connect with nature that I think is unlike any other.
So is that the snow egret?
That's the snowy egret.
I saw yellow feet.
You saw the yellow feet.
What do people take away after they've experienced this area?
Well, I hope that they get a little bit more appreciation for nature. Know that we are truly in one of these places that is just so special. We are in this Mediterranean climate where we have such diversity of plants and animals here, unlike almost any other place around the world. So we're so fortunate and able to have it. And once you come and experience it, you'll definitely be back, I'm sure.
I'm sure. You never know what you're going to find.
Every day is going to be different.
Thank you so much, Heather. This is awesome. We did it! Today we're at Found Oyster with Chef Ari Collender. Thank you so much for inviting us in.
Very welcome. Good to have you.
Tell us about the restaurant.
So we are over in East Hollywood and wanted to build a neighborhood oyster bar, an homage to my partner and I's upbringing on the East Coast. Here at Found Oyster, we take a lot of time and effort to source all of our product from either our friends who fish commercially or our GM Joe's family's oyster farm out on Cape Cod to make sure that we can create the most sustainable restaurant for all of our guests, but also the environment.
Tell me what we're going to be making today.
We're going to make the Found Oyster lobster roll. This is lobster coming from Maine.
Beautiful.
We cook it and break it down, and we make a bisque out of all the rest of the lobster that is not the meat. And so that gets made, reduced down really far, and added to a mayonnaise. So that is our kind of special addition to the lobster roll. We mix that together and then add chives and fresh serrano chilies for a little extra heat. Yeah.
Kind of makes it California a little bit.
It does, yeah, a little bit.
That is delicious. Well, Chef, since your restaurant name is Found Oyster, I feel like we need to talk about oysters. I know a little bit about oyster shucking. In fact, I came prepared with my own gear.
That's a professional setup right there.
But I honestly don't even know if I'm using it correctly. So I would love if you could give me an oyster shucking demonstration so I know the proper way to shuck an oyster.
I'd love to. First off, I'd like to give you a gift at Found Oyster. You must use the Found Oyster shucker.
I appreciate that because I'm sure that knife is subpar compared to this. Beautiful.
So you want to get the oyster firmly grasped in your hand. I'm going to do this without a towel just because there's a lot of mystery involved with the towel. You can't really see what's going on down there. The point of this knife, you're going to find the hinge down here. So the biggest thing is to not put too much pressure. It's a leverage game, right? So the more pressure you put, the deeper your knife can go. You can hurt yourself. You can puncture the oyster. And we're going to shimmy in there. Heard that crack?
Yes.
So now that we're in the oyster, we can pry open the lid, and you see how there's that muscle right there?
Yes.
We're gonna scrape the muscle off the shell. We gotta shuck like 2 dozen of these, all right? Let's go.
So I'm gonna take this guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold it here. Yeah. And like you said, it's a leverage game.
These are East Coast oysters. They're very salty and bright, mineral-driven, have a little bit of texture to the bite.
I got him!
Congrats.
I win. Erica won, Oyster 0. This has been so fun. I really appreciate it. Cheers, Chef. Well, that's it for us. I'm Erica Olsen. We'll see you next Sunday.
Enjoy watching Inside SoCal with Erica Olsen? Follow us on social media at host Erica Olsen.